Hello everyone, welcome back to Timberborn. This is episode 3 of the Badlands Plains challenge. In the last episode we set up a few of the big water tanks and we have one being constructed right now. We also started building the engine and we're just a couple metal blocks away from getting that. This will provide us constant power during the drought, as right now we only have these water wheels providing power for us. We also massively increased our food production as we have a bunch of kohlrabi and cassavas over here, as well as on the other side of the river we have another set of kohlrabi and cassavas planted. Plus we have our main farm that's doing pretty well. We are currently in the 5th cycle and I'm guessing instead of a drought next cycle it's going to be a bad tide. We haven't had one yet, but I think they're supposed to appear in between cycles 5 and 6 or 6 and 7, so I think we're due for one. I am a little worried about what's going to happen when the bad tide comes through because, as you can see right over here, when the bad tide is next to some land, it kills everything on it. So what I'm going to try and do is build this little contraption right here. I'll have a few floodgates in order to let some water in during the wet season, and then I can raise these up when the bad tide comes through. And hopefully this will be enough to prevent everything from dying right here. I also have a fluid dump in case this evaporates. This will just allow me to put some water in and save a small area over here. I theoretically would also need to do that over here, but for now I'm just going to start with this and see how it goes. I'm hoping that we can build this before the bad tide comes through. Although looking at how many jobs we have vacant, I think I'll need to do some restructuring of where all the beavers are. We can pause this guy and then probably this one over here as well. We do want to have this guy turned on, that way we can build this as quickly as possible. And we still need to pause a couple jobs. I'm just remembering that I set up several jobs that can always sit vacant and they just kind of serve as overflow. These two inventor's huts are some of those jobs. Looks like this lumberjack flag is one of them. I think we're in an okay spot, and as the beavers start growing up, we got 5 babies, they will fill those positions. Oh, and it looks like we got the engine running. So this is a building that we can save a job on, because if we prioritize the building by haulers and then make it the lowest priority, the haulers will actually fill the wood supply and it'll just keep going on its own. Ooh, we jumped up to 8 babies, which is awesome. We will have some more beavers in no time. In fact, let's take a look at how old these babies are. Okay, we have 3 of them who are just about to grow up, and we have a few new youngins. And now that I'm looking at this, I think we should try and work on their well-being shortly, so maybe in this episode we can focus on that once we have this dam structure completed. Let's start looking at what we want to unlock for well-being. Looks like only half the beavers have wet fur, and then we can also get some different food for them, although right now we have 3, which is not too bad. I think we should definitely get some more campfires and rooftop terraces. Those don't take a lot of resources and it's just a little bit of space to fit those in. The shrub and lantern are also some really easy aesthetics that we can work on. Same with the roof, and then I think the beaver statue as well. So it is the end of day 10 and it looks like we are actually almost done with this entire section. But we are running pretty low on wood, so I think I'm going to want to switch some of these builders out for some lumberjacks instead. Look at that, we have a couple unemployed beavers, and we have so much wood over here, we absolutely need to put some more lumberjacks. Oh, the drought is incoming, or it is not a drought, it is the first bad tide. So we have 3 days, and we better get everything ready. I've been picking berries like crazy because I'm guessing that these are all gonna die. I did preemptively plant some in that case, but right now we have 490. I think I'll probably turn this guy on. Now I'm also worried about the food over here and I don't really want to lose it, so I'm going to get a water dump set up over here. And before I forget, I do want to raise this. This will keep a little bit of water in here. And we're doing alright on water. I think today we're going to prioritize all these buildings by haulers so we can get a bit of extra water leading up to the drought. Not the drought, the bad tide. I am not used to this. Oh, that is kind of terrifying. Oh, but I forgot. So the beavers go in the bad tide, then they actually will get sick, I think. So we're going to have to build something across here instead. Okay, we have just one day. Today is all about getting everything ready. I don't think we need production right now, so we're going to pause these just for a little bit. And we need all the builders and haulers that we can get. I'm going to raise these floodgates because I think I might forget otherwise. The beavers officially have a path across, so they shouldn't need to go in the water anymore. And so I can unpause these jobs so they can finish working on this water dump, and hopefully they can get that done semi-soon. They just worked a 20-hour day and everyone is thirsty and hungry, so they got to get some food and drink before the bad tide appears. Let's go take a look at the bad tide. It is killing everything. Dies in 10 days. Okay, so it doesn't look like the bad tide effects go up that high. Okay, so these berries are instantly dying. It's killing everything. The crops are dying. Oh, so they just get contaminated. It does look like this system is working right now. So we are losing some crops, but not everything is dead. Well, it looks like we are faring alright. We did have some crops die as we expected. Not quite as many berries are dead, which is good. And so far the beavers seem to be doing alright. It's only a 3-day bad tide, so that will be gone pretty quickly. We're doing pretty good on food and water. Wood is looking good. Not quite the apocalypse I was expecting. I really do think that this wall right here saved our butts. Unfortunately, this can't be constructed yet. We will need some scaffolding to get there. We have a little bit of a flooding problem, and I think it's going to kill a few of these crops. And now we have builder beavers sitting around, so we can pause this guy and unpause some of these. Oh my gosh, I just switched it so that berries are in this big house, and they are just grabbing all of them and moving it. And just like that, these warehouses are empty. The bad tide has officially ended, and now there should be some clean water coming through and washing all the bad water away. Look at that. Rejuvenating the land. Nature healing itself. Oh, it's awesome seeing all that green spreading out. Now that we have officially survived the bad tide, I think it's time that we start focusing on some of the things to get the well-being up. We already have a couple of these rooftop terraces set up. Since we can't really plant anything here with the bad water impacting it, I think this would be a good place to put some campfires, since that needs to be placed on solid ground. We can do that tomorrow once they finish clearing all this up. We have room for a few campfires to be put in, and then I think I'm going to save some of this space for a few other things, maybe an exercise plaza. I think we also need to focus on food right now because we have canola seed and canola oil, although that's just sitting in there. I think we can probably switch it to be stored in here. Yeah, canola oil. Let's have that there. I think we'll probably need to make some more storage for it, but for now we can put it there. So I've heard some good things about the hydroponic garden, although I've also seen the hydroponic garden go terribly wrong. And we're going to try setting up 2 of them. Might as well get them both set up because it just takes these 3 resources. Oh yeah, we have enough. We should be able to do that no problem. And mushrooms are what I've heard is the good thing to do. But that also means we need a food factory. That costs a little bit of science. Shouldn't be a problem. Oh my gosh, that's bigger than I was expecting. Ooh, and we're gonna need multiple in the future if we want to make all the recipes at once. Wait, where's mushrooms? Oh, we need a fermenter for mushrooms. Okay, I guess I didn't need this unless we're doing algae. Is that one of these? Mushrooms and algae, okay. Okay, so they got this started. It takes a bucket of water, but we have a lot right now. I'm going to be monitoring this pretty closely. Let's get another fermenter set up. We can put this one right here. This will be getting ready to make the mushrooms. So this is all new to me. I haven't done any of this before, so you guys are going to get to watch me do this for my first time. It is time to replace some of these single water dumps and get the larger ones placed. Do the same for these ones. Look, we got the other one set up for the algae. It takes even more water and it takes even longer. I'm pretty excited to see how these turn out. I've heard they're really good for getting a lot of food. Ooh, we got this ready. We don't need to use it, so we can pause it for now since we don't actually have any of this ready. Oh my gosh, we have so much kohlrabi. We are literally maxed out. I have a lot of berries as well, which is excellent news. This reminds me of Road to 500 Beavers, where I think it was 2 sets of warehouses that got to be 4 or 5 stacks tall, and they were just completely filled with some of the water food. No way, they already filled this? These are both filled already. You know what we gotta do? We're gonna do another set. This is gonna keep going. Oh yeah, and don't look in the background. There's definitely not 2 more warehouses being built. Okay, taking a look at our well-being, we still only have half the beavers with wet fur. We're probably doing a little bit worse than we were before. There's fewer beavers who have gone to these. They have some of this. I think it might be the working hours. I think I need to drop it just a little bit. Oh, we have another Badtide. What? Back to back? I didn't know that was possible. Well, okay. So I was going to wait till the next drought to do this, but since there's a Badtide approaching, we have to do this right now. While we have that disconnected, might as well get this one in and get it ready. And we want to make these highest priority, of course. We are doing pretty good on water, even though we have these 2 things, which I think use quite a bit of water. Although 192 hours, that's like 8 days. So 40 water over 8 days isn't really that much. It's just 5 water a day. It's probably getting the 40 water in the beginning. That's the reason why it uses it so much. Okay, it's the end of the day. We have 1 full day left. I do want to see how the beavers' well-being ends up at the end of the night, because they should all be hungry and thirsty, or at least a little bit, and then they'll probably go get those essentials and then hang out in the campfire, do the back scratcher, all that stuff before going to bed. So we started out at 10, we're all the way up to 12. That might be as much as we get to. I think I need to get some more aesthetics, and then once the food is ready, that'll be a good addition. We have quite a few vacant jobs. I did add a couple more breeding pods, and we have 11 babies. Okay, we have 4 that are just about grown up, which should help with the jobs a little bit. And we're going to pause a bunch of this stuff during the Badtide. Now, I think that I'm actually going to get a deep bad water pump and get ready to start doing some pumping during this Badtide. Might as well make the most of it. We have all the resources. We can start doing this. So we actually have quite a bit of science, and I think getting this is a good next step. So we're going to buy this number cruncher. It takes a bit of power, but we're not going to be short on power since we have 2 engines, and the Badtide will roll through. And then this will really quickly get us a bunch of science. Oh, perfect timing. We just got this constructed. Now this looks cool. Oh, it's all metal, but right now we don't need it. This will be built. For now I'm going to make a couple small tanks because I do want to store some bad water, but I do want to have the number cruncher more than that medium water tank right now. Badtide's incoming, so we'll pause all these guys and then we'll unpause him, get everything ready. All the floodgates are up, so I think we are ready for the Badtide, but we are going to end it right there. You'll have to wait until the next episode to see the next Badtide. Let me know what you thought of the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and a comment. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Adios.